Howdy, howdy, my beautiful Aries. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, darling, I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot horoscope for November 2021, darling. Can y'all believe we're already in November? So, if you resonate with this reading today, you find some cards that are helpful to you, be sure to let me know how the cards resonate in the comments below, Aries, because that's how I keep up with y'all, darlings, is through the comments, honey. As well, if you enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe, I would really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, Aries, because it does help me out a lot, and I always appreciate it when you do that extra step to support me. Darlings, remember as well, Aries, it does not matter what you identify as, whether it's he, she, they, them, anything inside or outside of that spectrum, because if these cards are going to resonate with you, darling, they're going to resonate. Remember, I am just a man reading some tarot cards to you. You know your situation better. Tarot cards are just here. Tarot readings are just here to give you some food for thought for the day, perspective to consider, but never making choices in your life. So all that being said, let's just jump into your reading today now, Aries. Remember, if you want to book a private personal reading with me, my website's always linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. I'm currently running a 20% off coupon or discount for my readings. It's all linked in the pinned comments. But now, Aries, let's get into a little bit of a vibe check for y'all, darlings. Let's see what's going on with y'all. Just the general direction of things, you know. Y'all already know this drill, Aries. You know what's up. Let's see here. So right off the bat, darlings, we have the Four of Earth, the Four of Pentacles coming in for you. And if you can't read what the card says, this card says, Aries, being too frivolous or too cautious with your money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. Now, for those that are regulars to my channel, darling, Aries, you already know I consider the Four of Pentacles as a card of very good investments. So right off the bat, I just want to say that this is a very good week. Obviously, I'm not no financial expert, darling. I'm just flipping some tarot cards, but I would be saying based off of that card alone, like this is a very good week of investments. Now, it could be into stock. It could be into just you investing your energy because, you know, that Pentacles could just refer to your time and energy into a situation, into a person, Aries. So ask yourself the question, what has been setting up in your life that, has been setting it up in such a way that you could start putting more energy into the situation, because I'm being shown in the sense where I do feel as if something's been opening up for you. The idea of dabbling into something, Aries, is something that has been piquing your interest, and I get this feeling that you guys haven't quite fully delved into it yet. I did a reading actually just yesterday, Aries, where I was talking about whereas now is the time to do it. And I'm going to leave a link to it on the top right hand corner of y'all's screen to check it out, because I do feel as if that reading is going to resonate for most of you guys, is that now is the time for you guys to be taking action, Aries. Now is the time for you to be making those good investments, because it's going to be paying off big time in the long run. You guys have so much success lining up for you guys, that this is really the time of really just getting into the nitty gritty of it. Stop worrying about the details. Stop worrying about the anxieties, the what ifs, darling, right? Because those what ifs are keeping you from reaching the success that you're wanting to reach with the obstacle, or with the, whatever it is that you're wanting to, I can't think of the proper word for it, but the objectives, there you go. Whatever objective that you're trying to get into, whether it's getting into a good relationship, job, what have you, darling. I feel as if Spirit has been lining things up for you, Aries, to really be like, hey, like this is a good opportunity for you to be sinking into. You just have to jump. You have to take that leap of faith, darling, that fool energy, right? So let's get into this reading more. Aries, y'all, I'm about to be going in on y'all, darling. So right off the bat, we do have the Four of Cups that came flying out, and this is what made me have myself a little bit of a giggle, darling, because this is the card of where you are missing something that Spirit is presenting to you. The Four of Cups is, you know, in this artwork of it is just a cloud, darling, presenting a cup to you, and if you look at the individual, they're sitting on that tree, eyes closed, arms crossed, signifying that they are being closed-minded. They refuse to consider the opportunity and what have you. And I kind of consider that cloud Spirit, your spirit guides, universe, darling, whatever you subscribe to, darling, it's none of my business, presenting that cup to you and be like, hey, look at this, check this out, you know, dabble into this, consider this cup. And it feels as if you guys aren't considering it, you know. Two of Wands here, you guys got to be starting to think about your future, you know. I do feel as if with this Two of Wands as well, this is signifying to me where it's just like maybe some of you guys are having just like this anxiety, Aries, where you're just about being like, well, I don't know where this is going to take me to the long long term. I don't know what it's going to look like in the future. I don't know if anyone's going to be interested in whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whether it's starting a business, putting yourself out there more, and all that, right? Because you have these reservations with that Three of Swords, Aries. You guys, ooh, girl, yeah. Aries, I don't know what it is with y'all's reading, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm coming at this with a much different energy than like any of my other readings I've ever done. With that Three of Swords here, I see you guys really holding back because you have like some type of pain, something that was giving you anxiety, maybe something that was from the past, right? Maybe in the past you were bullied anytime that I always like to use the analogy of YouTube, right? To get my point across of the messages, but replace YouTube with whatever it is that you resonate with, right? Maybe in the past when you tried to put up YouTube videos, you were mocked for it by those that you were close to. Because I do get this sense of like, I'm being shown a circle, so I'm taking this as like your close circles somehow being associated with this Three of Swords, someone that you opened your heart up to at one point. There's just this anxiety, Aries, where it's just like, maybe on some level you're able to acknowledge that cup being presented to you, Aries, but it's because of this pain here that makes you blinded from allowing yourself to see the potential in something, into dabbling into something, Aries. And I'm just telling you right off the bat, like, just to be completely transparent, darling, just between you and I, darling, I have to be that best friend that has to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to be that tarot reader that just sugarcoats everything and is just like, oh, everything's fine and fabulous, darling, right? I can tell you about all the success. I can tell you about all this wonderful abundance coming to you, but it serves no one any good if you don't know how to go about it, right? It's not going to just present to you off of a silver platter. Maybe for some of y'all if you're lucky, but it's not the reality for most of us. This isn't The Sims, darling. This is reality. 3D reality anyways. And so quite literally I see you guys being like, whatever trauma this is, whatever this anxiety is about with this Three of Swords, this is what's quite literally holding you back from really claiming your power and to really make those proper good investments. You know, it's just, again, it's just like whatever your main objective is, Aries, you really could just make so much more grounds. You could do so much, Aries, if you were to just allow yourself to do this thing without allowing your trauma to hold you back, without allowing your trauma, allowing this pain to be your identity. And I'm not trying to downplay your Three of Swords moments, darling, but the thing is, we all have Three of Swords in our lives. That's the one thing I can guarantee that we all can relate on, darling, is that we've all had Three of Swords moments, because that's what life is. You know, we experience this life to have the goods, the bads, and the mediums, darling, right? And it's up to us to really make the most out of it, right? And I'm not here to downplay your trauma, darling. If you look at any of my personal videos on my YouTube channel, I'm always about vulnerability and talking about traumas and all that. But you keep going. You keep going no matter what it is. Even if you fell down, you get back up on that horse again and you keep on going, because you know your story gets better. And this Four of Pentacles confirms that for you, Aries. So please don't take this as me just being dismissal of your trauma, of your pain, of your anxieties, of your insecurities, darling. But just know that I'm trying to be that supportive friend that's being like, you could do so much more. You know, if I allowed my pain, if I allowed my insecurities to stop me from what it is I felt like I could be doing, you wouldn't be seeing this video right now, full transparency, because even at this current moment, I have insecurities, darling. And so it's just like, you have to acknowledge those insecurities, you know, allow those feelings to happen, but you still want to push yourself to do the things that you need to get done, darling. So that's all I want to say on that, Aries. I do apologize if I'm coming very brash, what have you, but it's just like, I don't know, I just really want to help you guys. So we have here the girl, I don't have my glasses, and anytime I do readings, I don't have my glasses. So we have the Six of Swords here. You know, there is this sense of where you do need to be moving on. You know, that is the card of moving on, especially in this artwork of it. This is the Necronomicon deck, Aries. This is really, how would I want to put this? This is just this, I get this sense here of where it's like, you gotta leave, put the perception of other people or perceptions of how people would react to you to the side and be like, you know what? You're completely entitled to feeling the feelings that you have, darling, but I gotta do me, right? There is this sense of like, you know, the message of just moving on. You have here the Five of Swords, or the Five of Discs, Five of Pentacles coming in here. Maybe you have this fear or this anxiety, Aries, where you're just like, like definitely because you're just like, oh, well, maybe it's because I'm so different that no one's going to understand me. Or just like, maybe you're just so used to being the outcast, being very much so misunderstood that you don't consider doing these things because you're just used to falling flat on your face. You're used to failures happening to you. So you're just like, oh, why bother setting myself up for further pain, Aries? And that's just not the reality of it. Two of Cups here on that Three of Swords. So this is confirming to me that there was some type of personal pain that brought forward to you, Aries, that really added to this insecurity that really has kept you down from really breaking free and just living your life. Essentially, Aries, you got to live your life at some point. And are you going to allow this past painful connection stop you from living the rest of your life? Does this pain have that much power over you? It doesn't, Aries. And I'm going to answer that for you, darling, right? Nothing has power over you, darling, Aries. You already know that you are that thing, Mr. or Miss Thing. So it's just like, I hope this pep talk right here, Aries, really motivates you guys to really just break free, because you guys have so much fabulousness coming towards you. And with that note, I am going to see if I can get any type of read on what it could be, darling. I see the Page of Swords here with the Nine of Swords, that anxiety popping up no matter what, and that Ace of Swords here. A lot of air energy here, Aries. I do see, with that Page of Swords, I see this would be the card of public speaking. This is the card of public speaking. Ace of Swords here as well. It's almost as if you have a new idea, a new concept, a new approach with something that you want to put out into the world, but you have this anxiety about how it's going to be perceived, Aries. Like, you guys have a lot of good things that you could, you guys have very original ideas. You guys have very, the things that you have going on up here, it's because that past pain instilled some type of insecurity in you that fed that imposter syndrome that you probably have going on right now, Aries. And it's just like, girl, if only you just allowed yourself to just be, darling, and just put out the things that you've been wanting to put out, darling, to really give life to these ideas that you've wanted to create. Ooh, girl, imagine the possibilities, right? Aries, y'all gotta just do this, honey. Y'all gotta just do this. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox with this, Aries. And I'm now gonna give these cards to Miss Barbara Walters, honey. And then I'm gonna give these cards to Miss Aretha Franklin. And now, Aries, we're going to be getting into your spirit guide and ancestral messages, and hopefully they're not as brutal as the messages that we're starting out with from beforehand. So let's see here. We have the Four of Swords coming in here. This is the card of healing from past pains. We have the Four of Wands as well. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Ooh, what a happy love story here. It's not love in the sense of love, darling. It's just like a happy love story in the sense of where things just work out so beautifully for you. With this Four of Swords coming in here, it's telling me of a story where it's just like, once you allow yourself to heal, Aries, once you finally overcome this pain, and I don't want you to feel bad and be like, we all heal at different rates. So don't try to rush the fast pace the healing process, but have an end goal in mind. If you're going to take up camp here and sit down after you fell off that horse, that's fine and dandy, but don't just sit there with no plan of getting back up. Sit down and be like, all right, I'm going to take this breather for X amount of days, X amount of weeks, X amount of months, darling, right? But you have this plan, Four of Wands, of where you're going to be going after the fact, because Ten of Cups, this is what you're trying to get to. You're trying to have your whole life be fulfilled. You want all your cups to be filled, darling. You want your finances to be looking fabulous. You want your love life to be looking fabulous. You want your family, your friends to be looking fabulous. You want a fabulous life. You want to feel the most fulfilled that you have ever felt, doing the things that you love doing and really representing your most authentic self, Aries. The question for you guys, Aries, is what is it that you need to release? That is the question. If you are feeling like you're in a rut right now, Aries, if you are feeling as if you're not making any progress, just ask yourself the question of what is it that you need to be releasing to allow yourself to get to this Four of Wands, to that Ten of Cups, because your story ends in such a beautiful way, Aries, but you have to go through that healing process. Are some of you guys trying to avoid that healing process by burying yourself with work? Because we have the super moon coming out. Emotions are running high. I feel as if it's just your emotions are really taking over your life, Aries, it's almost as if, like, I don't know what's happened, darling, but in y'all's lives, Aries, but it's just like, you know, I don't want to, I really don't want to come off as dismissive, because your pain, your experiences are extremely valid. But at some point in time, like, we all have to get back up on that horse and keep on living our lives, because we all know that our life is so much bigger than that one moment that caused us pain, even if it was a lot of pain. You have the number that is for you this week, Aries, is the number 5. So go ahead and write that down for me and look it up at a later point to see how 5 is relevant in your life. But you have the bat spirit card coming in, which says a rebirth is, girl, can I not read? A rebirth is assured. Forgive me, Aries. It's like 2:00 in the morning here. So rebirth is insured. And so, I know this might come off as like a, okay, girl, whatever message, but it's almost as if you needed to have some type of pain happen to you, Aries, to allow like this rebirthing process. It feels as if, like, until you had experienced that pain from beforehand, the way that you are going may not have gotten you allowed you to live to your maximum potential. It's through that pain that you learned lessons. That's the purpose of having pain, and the purpose of having obstacles thrown into our life is to learn things. And so with that bat spirit, I just feel as if, like, truly, it's almost as if like that corny, like, morphing into like that beautiful butterfly storyline, Aries. It's just, I see the moment you allow yourself to heal and you make a plan to just continue going forward, Aries, I can't even imagine like where y'all's lives will be and like what it is that y'all will accomplish in y'all's lives. Y'all, the Aries that I'm connecting to, darling, ooh, y'all are big players. Y'all play a big role in this life, honey. I can tell you that much. So, all right, now, Aries, let's get into your social reading for this week. Let's see what's going on there. We have the 6 of Swords coming in here again for you with the 2 of Cups. Ooh, Aries. Ooh, Aries. Ooh, Aries. And then we have the 9 of Cups coming in here. So socially for you guys, there is, like, as I was saying beforehand, I'm not going to try to be too repetitive, but at the same time, Aries, tarot is the one place that you want messages to be repetitive, because it lets you know that there's an actual connection. This tells a storyline moving on from that 2 of Cups that brought you pain from before, and in that 9 of Cups here, that 9 of Cups, it's just one of those things where you are, the 9 of Cups is a good card, but it's not the 10 of Cups. And so it's just like you have to keep things moving, Aries. You have here the Queen of Swords. Maybe this connection taught you to how to have boundaries, how to value yourself even as well, with that Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles coming in here. Very interesting. I just feel as if some type of social situation in your life, whether it's still present in your life or it's something in the past, Aries, I feel as if some social situation was brought into your life, and whatever happened in that situation was brought to your life to not only, one, teach you about boundaries, teach you about self-worth, with that Queen of Swords, but with that Queen of Pentacles, it's also teaching you how to really just be a hustler, how to just keep on going, how to make the best out of something, how to take care of yourself and to value yourself, Aries. And so, yeah, for you guys, y'all's message is just very, I've never had a reading like this in this kind of format. I don't know. I just felt like the Holy Spirit, honey, took over for this reading, but I hope you found some cards resonating with you. And I hope my messages weren't too hurtful to hear or hard to hear, but hopefully it was the right thing for you to hear at this time. Hopefully you enjoyed this tarot reading today, Aries. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if you want to book a private reading with me, where I promise I'm not nearly as brutal. My website's linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. Next to my social medias, TikTok, Twitter, or not Twitter anymore, darling, TikTok and Instagram being SimplyVelca. But until next time, Aries, I love you so much. Remember that you guys got this, and I'm always going to be by your side supporting you, honey. Bye, Aries.